Hello, beautiful souls. Sun is moving, source is moving. All right, there's a lot going on in the neighborhood. The guy's getting ready to mow some lawns. There's doing some fences, but I wanted to get out some quick videos before it gets too loud. And yes, as always, I'm called to hit record when I'm called to hit record, per downloads or just activations and like, okay, we need to share this information. And sacred purpose, sacred simplicity and sacred purpose. Where do those two words, codes land with you? Sacred purpose and sacred simplicity. Let's breathe into that. How does that feel? Okay, how does that feel? Let me kind of scoot back into the sun a little bit. Get some more trees in here. The oak leaves finally, let me give these guys. Squirrels are very significant. Birds, squirrels, cardinals, hawks. We're getting all sorts of chipmunks. Okay, now that they're happy. Sacred purpose and sacred simplicity. So a lot of times when you start waking up, you're like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hit the road. But here's the thing. You haven't quite taken the steps to do the healing. Maybe you have, depends on where you're at in your timeline and your journey. So again, this will resonate who's meant to resonate with in perfect timing. And it just might be confirmation if you've already been kind of doing this, then you're kind of a little further along. Again, that doesn't make you any better. Everyone coded themselves to wake up at specific times during this ascension process. So it's all perfect. So don't worry about that. That's just non-comparison, 1/4 on the timer. We don't compare with each other. We're all here to be a node, to be a anchor of light, to be a pillar of light, to be a lighthouse in some way, shape, or form. And that might be just in your meditation. You don't need to baby. Part of what your sacred purpose is right now is to do the healing work, to go within, to heal the inner child, to balance the divine feminine and divine masculine, and to surrender and to let all of the hurt, the pain go, to forgive it all, to choose to forgive it all. Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Thank you. I love you. You can do that person to person, soul to soul. You can do that through place work, through meditation, through just intention. And it's a huge, it's part of the Hawaiian tradition, and I highly recommend it because it's been a huge tool for me in this healing process. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Thank you. And I love you. And you can adjust that however you need to for the specifics of the situation. This can be people, places, and things, all of it. And the other thing I recommend, once I realized this as well, you can ask this to translate across all of the aspects of yourself in all timelines, dimensions, spaces, places, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen, conscious and unconscious. And that just literally works it forward and backwards in the soul lineage and the blood lineage. And it's very powerful, okay? So just breathe. So when I first woke up, I'm like, I'm ready to hit the ground. But I hadn't really started doing any of the healing work. So the healing work is the sacred work. The healing work is your sacred purpose. All right. And I know that can be like, fuck me, I just want to get to it. It's like going to the gym and saying, all right, I want to go from 0 to 10 without doing anything in between. Thank you for that, source, for that. Because I come from the health and wellness business, 20 years experience. So you always want to go from 0 to 100. And you know, if you go from 1 to 100 as a crow flies overhead, it's usually very, very uncomfortable and painful. And it is not lasting. There's no long lasting results, right? You might scratch the surface, but then you just go back to your old patterns and your own ways. And that's the point, is our secret purpose right now is to focus on ourselves, to go within individually. I don't care if you're in a relationship or not. And is to clear it. And some of you, like me, have also come here unknowingly because we forgot the amount. Two birds, I don't know if those are crows. Those look more like vultures or something like that. So that's significant. There's 2, and they're large black birds of prey. All right. When spirit has me look up and around, there's no coincidence, right? Never is. All right. So where were we at, source? We were talking about your sacred work, your sacred purpose, okay? And the reason this is important is because when you do this for yourself, when you clear out the distortions, the programming, the conditioning, the generational trauma, your shit, and more than likely you're clearing lineage stuff as well, karma, again, programming, this is embedded in the DNA. When you start clearing out, that's your sacred purpose. The more and more you clear and make space to allow more light, more information to come in, you're also sending that out into the field. So you're giving other souls, frequency-wise, permission to do the same, because you're felt, right? It's a frequency, your frequency and energy first, your vibration, frequency and energy. So right now, and this took me a little while, and this is why I'm able to work and coach and mentor people on this now, is because, again, that's because everything I've gone through. Same thing in the health and wellness business. So it's personal experience, unfiltered, raw, messy, all of it. That's why people are in 606 are in resonant with me for specific reasons, just like they're in resonant with you or the next person that they meet. But your sacred purpose now, source, is wanting me to remind you more than anything, because you're getting antsy. I get that. We feel the field, we feel the shift, we feel the change, we feel the acceleration of time and the stuff that's coming and the change that's here. All right, the transformations, the transfigurations, the evolutions, where we feel it, we can feel it, okay? And so sometimes the ego mind is like, oh, you got to figure it out. We got to know the what, the when, the where, the how. We got to know without doing the work. And the sacred purpose right now is the work, is to going within, to meditate more with whatever that means for you, to clear space, to ground, to nourish your body, to nourish your mind, to nourish your soul. And that's, again, unplugging from the fucking bullshit nonsense programming in the physical reality, but also energetically going back and clearing that. And meditation is a great way to do it. There's so many ways. You can listen to light language. You can listen to like astral travel, activation meditations. You could just listen to high frequency sound music. You can listen to sound bowls. You can do this many ways that is in resonance with. I've used many tools. I don't have one tool in my toolbox. I have many tools in my toolbox. And the more I allowed my higher self just to kind of just take the wheel, I would just do things to do them. Not because I thought they had to be done, it's because my soul called to. So if there was a night that I felt like I need to meditate or I should meditate, I do that. If not, I wouldn't. But there was a period at the beginning of the awakening where I was meditating at the amount of like 1 to 3 hours a day. It was just like, I can't even imagine that now, because that's not necessary for now. But it's like, I joked about it at the time that I basically flipped my fitness routine into spiritual routine. So I went from working out on the external in the physical realm and started working on the spiritual, in the spiritual realms, inside. Okay. 811 on the timer. So I bet that's probably, if you're receiving this somewhere like that, you're struggling, like you feel like, all right, I woke up, now what do? You heal. You do that first. And then you just allow allow the ease, the grace, the compassion, self-love, keep pouring into your own cup. Quit giving all your frequency and energy and attention to anything and anyone, people, place, or thing that is not deserving of that. So call your energy back, call all of your energy back, call your power back, call all of it back from all aspects of self across all, again, timelines, dimensions, spaces, places, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen, conscious and unconscious. Call all of those things back to you, all right, while you're doing this healing process, and your reality will shift and change. And yes, we're in a world where we want instant gratification, and sometimes it takes work. And it's like, so this came in a few months ago. A source says, focus on you, focus on the present moment, and allow the universe, allow your team to strategically strategize behind the scenes, in the unseen, those things that will be in perfect alignment for you. Right? You want things to be in perfect alignment, but you have to be in perfect alignment, in perfect balance, right? That inner child healing, the feminine and masculine healed, balanced. All right. Raising the vibration and frequency and energy, holding the vibration frequency. And that doesn't mean being high all the time, right? That can be part of it, but it's also being very grounded in knowing. But again, truth, speaking your truth and your authenticity, holding unconditional love for all of it, included the dark shit. Love all of it. Choose to love all of it. Choose to forgive it all, because it is you, and it is you, and you are it. All right. And it's just learning how to feel back and remember that unity consciousness, that everything is. All right. Everything is. All right. So what is my secret? 1010 is, I said 1010, so then 1022. So 1010 is significant. Those endings and those new beginnings. Okay. So the purpose is to maybe just go deep and listening to the podcast, listening to the tarot readings, because for me, that's how my team communicates with me. That's how I would get activated and triggered and awakened outside of my meditation states, outside of moving less, doing less forced workouts, again, listening to my body's need for nourishment. All of these things in consistency, all kind of weaved. That's what it is. It's just a big tapestry of weaving of us personally and of the collective consciousness. Now, going back to, again, what's my sacred purpose? Your sacred purpose for the collective consciousness right now is remembering, coming back to remembrance, coming back to self. And by doing that radiates out into the, like a sonic wave, out into the collective field. That's your sacred purpose. And yes, a lot of us here, especially if you're here with me, are new earth leaders, teachers, healers, mentors, guides, whatever it is, but you don't get to know that now. The future self knows that, but this now present self doesn't know that. You will know when you are meant to know. You will receive the information when you are meant to receive it. And again, that unfolding of perfect, divine, radiant timing. Hair everywhere. Okay? And just breathe into that. And again, that's where we go back to surrendering so deeply and trusting so deeply in this process, trusting in the wisdom, in the knowledge of your soul, of your treasure map, which is your heart, your quantum compass, right? When you release and surrender all of the expectations, when you release and surrender all of the resistance, when you release and surrender all of the needing to know, thank you, Source, of these things, the magic, the real magic starts happening. And it will start happening at a very rapid pace. The other thing is you'll collapse time. Like the last 4 days, I don't even know where the fuck they went. And 3 of those days, 42 to 78 hours, I didn't do much. Confirmation for that flyby. The past version of me was always gripping and trying to figure out, or looking at the past, or trying to figure out the future, but not being as present. And it was miserable. Time was so slow and just painful and uncomfortable. Okay? So I'm here to remind you that your purpose and your divine, that was a blue jay that flew by, right now is to focus on you and you alone. Now, if you got kids and a job, there's a different thing. Okay? But again, if you're getting the call to switch things up with the job, listen to those calls and pulls and nudges. I'm not telling you to quit. I'm telling you to listen to the guidance of your soul. And if you're struggling, ask for some assistance from your team on that. And you might get some information on how to redirect that. Okay? Okay. So I think that's it for this, yeah? All right, so just breathe into this. Get out into the sunlight. Get your feet in the dirt. Gaia is here to assist. Nature is here to help you discharge and to release and to heal. Ancestral wounds. She's healing too. She's going through an awakening and ascension process too. And we are all here co-creating and working together. And a lot of us, so yes, coded ourselves to wake up first and to kind of take the brunt of it, like that first line of defense, second line of defense, third line of defense. So those behind us don't have to. It'll be a little more easy and effortlessly once you start remembering and waking up. So a lot of us have been doing this for a while, whether we realize it or not. We've been holding this first line of defense, like standing 10 toes down on the battle line, on the battlefield, except I don't like to use that reference, but if you know what I mean. Standing there, guarding, protecting, doing the work, anchoring the light, holding the light, because when we get enough of us that hold the light and the frequency and the energy, that's when mass activation can take place without the fear. without the mass chaos. We don't want it to happen that way. We don't want that to, we want this to happen, but we don't want to do it from a place of fear and chaos. It needs to come from a place of unconditional love, in surrender, in trust that the eternal source creator herself knows what the fuck she's doing. And yes, it might feel like it's slow going and that there's things that have blocked and slowed it down. But that, I think, is also, you have to look at the higher perspective, going back to the eagles, the hawks, and the birds of prey, taking that higher perspective and know that it is unfolding. Even though it seems like it's unfolding slower than we want it to, it's all perfect. And that can be a challenge to the ego mind, to know that it's unfolding in this perfect unfoldment, in perfect divine radiant timing. So welcome in source codes. Okay. All right. 1555. I think we'll leave there and just be you authentically. That's the highest vibration. And then approach every day and every now present moment with unconditional love. Treat other people like you want to be treated. Surrender and releasing the need to know. Detachment is a huge thing. Detach from everything and everybody and every place and thing, including your partner. When you release and surrender the expectations, the needing to know, the attachments to things, the real magic begins. The real magic does begin. All right, we'll leave it there. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I'll see you soon. Bye.